Hello fellow members of Row Productions. This is the first tutorial involving Roblox Studio. So this tutorial is for the absolute noobs. So if you know how Roblox Studio works, how its user interface works, then you don't need to watch this. But if you do know or don't know, but if you do know and you want to have your mind refreshed, then feel free to continue watching. So to access Roblox Studio in Windows XP, then you will go down to the Start menu, click it, All Programs, Roblox Folder, Roblox Studio. In Vista and 7, you can just click the Start menu and search up, type in Roblox Studio. That's in Vista and 7, and in Windows 8, you can hover over your mouse at the top right, click the search button, and type in Roblox Studio, and just click that. And if you're on Mac, you can go up to Spotlight at the top right, click it and search Roblox Studio, or you can go into your Applications folder and find it there. So, once you've got Roblox Studio open, you will have to log in at the top right, and then you'll see all your projects and new project. So what you want to do is you want to click My Projects and go into a place. As an example, I think I'll just go into my scripting lessons, just for the hell of it. Just a random choice. So as your place is loading, well, it's loaded now. So once your place has started loading, you will see that this 3D world, which is your game. So to move around, you use the WASD keys, which I find works best, or you can use the arrow keys, but I find WASD works best. And then to move the camera, you hold down right mouse button and move the mouse around, and you can do that in combination with moving. And to select something in the 3D world, you left mouse click. Easy. And to move it, you hold down the left mouse click and move the mouse. Control Z to undo, or click this button up here. So, before anything else, what I want you to do is I want you to click this, this, and this. So I want you to click that, and that. Okay, so I'm going to go through all of these. If this video has to be a two-part video, then I'm sorry, but I will try to make this as simple as possible. So up here you have your basic stuff, file, edit, view, etc. I don't think I need to explain that. This means a new document, this means open one, saving one, cutting an object, copying an object, which is different from cutting. Cutting removes it from a place and then puts it in the other place, so that's kind of like moving it permanently. Copying means it will still be in both places. Pasting will paste the cut or the copy that you just did. Undo will, so say I move this spawn point over here, I could click undo and it will go back to the previous position it was at. Or you can do Control Z. And it's the same with redo, so if you do this and then accidentally undo it, you want to redo it actually, you change your mind, click that, or you can do Control Y, like that. Group is if you want to take a heap of objects, so say these 4 spawn points, select them all and then group them. Now they're all one thing and I can move them together. And ungroup just makes it so they're separate again. Note that there is another way to build, but I'll be doing that in a different episode, just thought I'd say that. Rotate objects, pretty simple, it will rotate something. I'll use this brick actually, it's a better example. Rotate that way, and you know, it's the same with all the other ones, that should be pretty simple. Don't worry about these will be explained in greater detail in another episode. Pan left is just moving the camera, but I don't recommend doing this, because I find it quite annoying. But it is good if, you know, you like that sort of thing. Sorry if this seems a bit jerky, I'm not sure why it's doing that, but it's probably just normal. Okay, so up here you have a play button which says run. This is for if you want to test something. So if you have like a script that you want to test, like say this admin script, you want to test it, press play. Not necessarily an admin script, it can be any script or other things as well. You click play and it will run, and then pause will stop it from running, and then this, the reset, will reset everything that you just activated by running it. Simple. Drag is just simple drag and drop things. Move on axis is a lot more advanced, I guess you could say. You can move it specifically on an axis. So you've got your correct me if I'm wrong. X, Y, Z axis is. Correct me if I'm wrong. The resize tool is exactly what it says. Resizes bricks, as you can see. Rotate parts. That's kind of like the move on axis in a way. It's a way to resize bricks. I just have to move it above the ground for it to work. So you can just rotate bricks, you know, pretty simple. These, I'll get into this later in a different video. Collision check, don't need to do that. Lock prevents you from being able to edit a part. So say I locked this, I could try and move it, it won't let me move it, it won't let me select it. But I can unlock it by doing that. Anchoring means something, well, I'll actually just do an example. Anchoring means it can't move. So if I put this in the sky, as you would know in real life, if you throw something up in the sky, it will drop. If something is anchored on Roblox, it will not drop. It will stay in its place. You can't move it. But if it is unanchored, as you can see, then it will drop. And I'm using the run tool for this, so that's a good example of the run tool. So that's basically what the anchoring tool is. Is this anchored? Yeah, anchor it. Okay. Fill with color, pretty simple. It colors a brick a certain color. Though I do prefer to do it from the properties, which we'll get into later. Pick color, it's kind of like to get the exact color from a different brick, so you want to copy it. So say I wanted the same red on this brick as on the same blue on this brick as, like, say I want that blue on this brick. Then it kind of copies the color from that, and you can then paste it onto that. Simple. Change material, that changes the material of the brick. So say I want it like a kind of metal, then I can do that, or I can just put it back to normal. Smooth surface, that will make the surface smooth, but it's already smooth, so I'll do it a different way. So say it's a surface like that, you want it smooth, you'll click the smooth surface one, and boom, it's smooth. We'll get into this later. And all this stuff, you don't really need to worry about this stuff yet. We'll get into all this, and these two things, you won't have these are plugins, which will also be in a different episode. Remember, this is the very basics this episode. Explorer, this is where you can see everything in your game. This is quite possibly the most important stuff, the most important thing I should say, in the entire of Roblox Studio. This is how you find everything. So workspace, that spawn point is there, etc. So as you can see, you have workspace, players, lighting, replicator storage, server script storage, server storage, starter GUI, starter pack, debris, teams, soundscape, and test surface. I will go into these in greater detail in another episode. Yeah. Properties. So say, this is another important part of Roblox Studio. So say I click this brick, and I want to change the color of it. I can go down to properties, or I can go up here, but I prefer to do it like this. Whoopsie daisies. You can click here, go down to properties, the appearance tab. If that's closed, just click the arrow and open it. Click here, color palette, change it to, say, a bright violet. And it's the same with everything else. So the reflectance, if you want stuff to reflect on it, you know, kind of like that, then you do that. Transparency, so if I do 0.5, transparency kind of means see-through, so 0.5 is half see-through. 0 is not see-through at all, completely solid, and then 1 is invisible. Data, get into that in another episode. Behavior, this is another way to anchor it or not anchor it. Archivable, we don't need to go into that this episode. Locked, that's a way to make it locked or not, just like up here. Can collide means if your character walks into this block, if can collide is ticked, then he can walk into the block and not through it. If can collide is unchecked, then your character can walk right through this block. Part, get into it in another episode, and same with everything else. And the surface is just the same as this, where you can make it smooth and all of that. So that's the properties. Output, we will get into this in another episode as well, but basically, in short, it's where you can see if your script, is functioning properly and see if there was any errors with the script when you run it. Very helpful if you're doing some scripting. If you don't plan on doing any scripting, then just close this, but in further tutorials we will be doing scripting. So I would keep that open. Basic objects. These are things that can, I guess you could say, modify things in Roblox. So say I wanted this brick to be a sphere, or a cylinder actually, I should say. I can double click on the cylinder mesh and it will be a cylinder, and the cylinder mesh is a basic object. So, and it's the same with all these other things. These will become useful in further episodes, but for now we don't really need to worry about that. Toolbox is where you can view your models, decals, and all the pre-made Roblox things, like the fun machines, the castle kit, and the bricks, which is a very important bit. So the bricks are very important. So as you can see, these are all my models that I've taken from other people and made myself, and my decals, which I've also taken from other people and made myself as well. Recent models and recent decals is pretty self-explanatory. And yeah, I think that's about it, guys. So I think this has been a basic tutorial of the Roblox Studio 2013 version user interface explanation. If the user interface changes over time, then I will do tutorials based on the new changes. But yeah. So what I hope to do with this series is get a little bit more complicated each time. So this episode being the very basics, and then the next episode I'll start teaching some building techniques and things like that, and then scripting and GUIs, etc. So I hope this video has helped you. Remember to check out my Roblox profile in the description, and the group in the description as well if you haven't already joined. And subscribe to keep up with all the latest tutorials from Ro Productions. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a brilliant day.